Yes, it's true, I am one with you. Burn me up, let this longing consume me. Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Each star is known by you. Each breath we take through you. You were with us all along. In these tears we cry for you. The heart it breaks for you. Lift me into your arms. Yes, it's true, I would die for you. Burn me up, let this longing consume me. Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi Om Vajraguru Padma Siddhi
Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear the music? Good, good. Okay. Let's start by meditating. completely drop the past, as if you've never meditated before and you've no knowledge of anything. You have no expectation of what anything should be. Like a child. And feel as if for the first time what it means to sit in your body. They say this very body, the Buddha, feel how incredible it is to be alive. To feel the touch of your body on the ground, in your chair. Feel the air on your skin, the warmth in your room. What does it mean to be okay? If you drop grasping at any conceptual thoughts and just experience yourself in the body, how could it ever be any different, no matter how much money you have in your bank account? Or how many people you think like you? Notice that when you're caught up in conceptual thinking, which achieves nothing, you miss the moment where everything is happening. And this moment has nothing to do with those conceptual thoughts. This moment is perfect as it is. It is what it is. We don't need to add perfect. And just rest in the beauty of the breath moving through your body. Bring your attention and feel the breath in the body. The river of conceptual thinking can continue as it wishes. Our concern is noticing the difference between we pay attention to the breath and when we completely forget the breath and we fall into that river of past or future. Whenever we notice that the compulsion to be lost in conceptual thoughts has happened. We simply let go with no judgment. It's like criticizing your fingers for being sticky if you put them in honey. Our attention simply goes to the mind again and again. There's no judgment. But when you notice, just joyfully let go. Come back to the breath. And just feel what it is to be in this moment. Feel what it means to fall in love with yourself, not the conceptual mind, just this. As soon as we're off the conceptual mind, we start to feel well-being. Every master, every Buddha says the same thing. Your nature is completely pure. Your consciousness, your presence, your being is free, divine. Not something outside of you, not something to grasp. Just letting go of paying attention to things that are not, and being with things that are. Now, without any sense of grasping, but this sense of falling in love with what is here, the peace, that which is following the breath. It's not a thought. When you meet someone, you don't think you're meeting a thought. When your parents die, you don't think, oh, their thinking stopped. Their being is no longer in the body. Their presence. The Buddhas say this presence, when it doesn't grasp a conceptual thinking, is free, already, pure. You can't grasp at it. Just fall in love with letting go of conceptual thinking. Fall in love with just being alive. If you are divine, as the Buddhas say, then you are valuable. You don't have to do anything. When you start doing things, you start to taint it. Just feel your innate value. Trust it. If you observe a child, they are beautiful. Clearly they exist. They don't have a conceptual mind yet. So they're not Buddhas, because they can walk off a cliff. We have a mind that knows not to walk off a cliff, not to touch a scalding hot iron. That's all the mind is needed for. And we have it. We don't need to worry. We'll know what to do. But you don't need to use it just now. There's no danger. Stop living through the fears of the mind and start living from this space. Spontaneous, free, pure presence. Just observing the breath, feeling the body, hearing the sounds. life just as it is. If you can catch the drift, just do all this with a sense of love, not trying to achieve anything, just loving this moment more and more. Allowing it, trusting it. Bring your attention more and more just onto the knowledge of your presence. That which was observing the breath. Your being. A sense that I am. No grasping. Just I am a being. I am not a thing. I am not an image. Lovingly feel into just being, your attention marinating in this feeling of just being, but without having to create an image or any identity around it. I just am. I'm not old, I'm not sick, I'm not big, I'm not small. I'm not part of these categories of conception, but I am. How does it feel to rest there? Do you even sense it? Is it a problem? Or as soon as we have any kind of thoughts that we put our attention to, then we have problems. Which one is it? Do you have a problem? Are you a problem? Or do problems come when we invest attention in the passing conceptual thoughts or emotions? Don't make it a problem when you notice where the problems come from. Just notice. You can make your choice. If the problem is just resting in being, then go back to thinking. And if the problem is when you start thinking, start investing in thought, then whenever you notice these problems, just let them go. Because they are nothing more than you paying too much attention to the conceptual mind and using it for the wrong reasons. And you're learning to regain your inner symphony, your harmony, by bringing your attention to your being. We want to notice the difference between how this feels through your own truth. Nothing else will do. You must be scientific. Just in case we're striving, we remember this is just an act of love. Like we're stroking ourselves, like stroking our body that needs a massage. We're just looking at our own inner powers and allowing them to be truthful and harmonious. We're not creating anything. We're just feeling the effects of correct looking. Maintaining this sense of presence. Feel the breath moving through your body. Maintaining this sense of presence. Hear the sounds round about you. Feel the breath in your body. Feel the sensations of sitting. The beauty of it. The incredibleness of being alive. Without losing presence, we bring in all senses, we open our eyes. Maintain the sense of presence and just move for a minute. Stretch, maintaining a sense of presence. Peace be upon you. Okay, so we don't know if we're live on YouTube. I couldn't get around to advertising the class. Anybody have anything coming up in their practice? Samaya?
Just to report that everything is much, much better than 2 weeks ago when I was having a sort of a meltdown. And when you said you identified something again, I know you've said it many times, that it's my ego that generates this sense of complicated, problematic dysfunction. And when I could see where it was coming from, I could drop it and feel God's love and relax into my practices and relax into my work. And so everything's been completely improved since then. And yeah, flowing, good. Practice-wise, building on that, more and more trust, more and more love and ease. Yeah. So thank you for getting me off that track.
Yeah, great, thank you. That's the way. So like practice meditation's like a microcosm of our life. So it's like someone said the other day that doing the emptiness meditation is like coming up for air after like a month. It's just like the meditation, even when we're meditating in presence, and you can be really resting in presence, then you can notice there's a subtle sense of the self coming back meditating. And then you have to kind of like re-see it to loosen it. So it's like even in our deepest space, we have to re-see the ego. So like repetition is not something to be avoided. You know, and you say you hear, we need to hear the same things again and again and again and again. That's not a bad thing. It's like the only way. And again, someone, when we're reading through Venerable Geshe-la's words, just a simple sentence, like our present state of mind is not permanent, which we do death meditation for. This is the point of it. You meditate and meditate and meditate and meditate and meditate on death awareness. It's like, well, it has an effect. And then you can hear a sentence and it just, boom. The explanation is, you're digging a tunnel, you just don't know how far away from the light. And it's like, the devil wants to make us give up, and we're just about to break through. Something will happen. There's lots of breakthroughs. Usually a good job, a woman, a good reputation. Samsara starts to work better. Usually, that's how. The devil's just gives you a bit more of samsara, It's just like, oh, someone's wanting to break out. Here's some pretty women. But yeah, we need to hear it again and again. And then you go in and you go, oh. And again, you go, oh. I mean, like, if you think about it, the ultimate awe is just going to be your own being. Like a child that's Not allowed to touch something. I've got young children, it's like, don't touch that. Oh, don't touch that. Oh, don't touch that. And it's like a game. It's fun now. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. I can't stop it. It's a habit. Great. Thank you. Life is good. Life is good. What's it Osho said? Even 12,000 lives wandering on the path are worth it. Gotcha.
Wondered if you might tell us a bit more about the 1,000 Buddhas, the founding Buddhas, because I didn't realise that Buddha Shakyamuni was the fourth and Maitreya was the fifth. I kind of thought Buddha Shakyamuni was the first and Maitreya was the ultimate. So I just wondered if you could tell me a bit more about that.
I think Buddha Kashyapa was the one before Buddha Shakyamuni. Sure, it's Buddha Kashyapa. Probably wrong. The first one taught Tantra. Buddha teaches Tantra. And I think the last one teaches Tantra. And the others teach Sutra. So it's like the Tantra teachings are, that's why they're considered unbelievably rare. Because in most, if you just look at this world as it is, before you found Tantra, how many of you thought about Tantra? Anyone? Anyone think about tantric methods before you came across it? No. So you just think of a whole world. There's no one has introduced Tantra, no one will think about it. And the Buddha will come, he won't teach Tantra because people don't have the karma for it. It'll just teach Sutra methods. And don't know too much, but I've heard stories about, I think it's Buddha Kashyapa and there was someone else with a K before, but then they taught, and they teach the last for a long time. Like Buddha's doctrine, well, Buddha said his doctrine would last 5,000 years, I think. But because he made nuns and had them, reduced it. It's like men and women practicing together cause problems. Yeah. But it becomes, when it's just a male club or a female club, then it's not as pervasive. It becomes more like a few people attain. And when the karma is like that, say that's fine, a few people attain. And masters would have just a few disciples. I mean, occasionally you'd have some that would have a lot, but quite difficult without modern technology, microphones or things like that. The previous people were quite epic at using sound, weren't they? Like amphitheatres, like the Greeks. So you could speak and people could hear it like really far away with the use of architecture and things like that. But quite difficult to hear. So I think, I think they'd, like in The Chosen, you'd have someone listening and then they would say it to the people listening further. I think the 1,000 Buddhas are of this eon. So eon is this incalculably long period of time. Probably like the length of, I don't know if the universe lasts an eon, it might last a few more. I don't know. There's a hole 100 miles deep, 100 miles wide, and you put a teaspoon of earth in every 100 years. The length of time it takes to fill it up is an eon. It's quite a long time. incalculably long time to the mind. The mind can probably get around that more than infinity. So when they say 3 countless eons, it just means you can't conceive it. So we are very blessed to have the Buddha. I know how the mind just thinks, well, that's just a story, just to make us feel grateful. But who knows? I think it's quite easy to conceive of what it's like not to have Tantra and how you just wouldn't discover it on your own. Yeah. So it's called the fortunate time, fortunate one to have Buddha Shakyamuni. And then his progeny, like Jesus Christ, other tantric masters, Muhammad, these beings. Like the Dharma is still going. It was predicted that Tantra will shine like it's like a candle flame, and it will flare out before it dies. Apparently, like a candle flame goes before it dies. And he said, the Padmasambhava said, when metal birds fly in the sky, this is when the Tantra will pervade out. So these beings can go into the future in the subtle body, in your dream body. So when they go into the future in the subtle realm, they're seeing things that they, how do you describe an airplane when you come back? You've never seen an airplane, but how do you describe it when you come back into the present time you're in and related to people? Metal bird, right? But they can, so Muhammad, he just went into the future many times in his subtle body, and just like he said, the favourite one is like women will be naked but they'll still be wearing clothes. It's like that's how he described lycra. They will dress like but they'll still be like they're naked. You're like, what? Yeah, you come back, you're in the desert in the 8th century, and everyone, what's he talking about? They'll have little devices at their side that they communicate with people with every. There's loads. And he's going like the desert people, they will compete to build the biggest buildings. He said, this is the end of times. This is the sign. So, hoo-hoo! Well, we're still alive. It's always the end of times. So I can't work this. Yeah. Especially in the 70s, it was super the end of times. They all thought they were going to die. It's like people use it to manipulate your fear. Yeah, so you have a spiritual teacher, more like people can manipulate your fear. Yeah. Corporations are running everything, and it's Satan, and it's the end of times, so you better get on your cushion quick. It's like, heard it for 35 years. Heard it. Still going, just like the environment. So, like the Marlborough Shake says, when the sun stops coming out, that's when you've got a problem. Let's take that as our baseline. When the sun stops coming up, then we can talk about the end of times and problems. Before that, don't buy into conceptual fear. But it's fun to talk about. As long as it's fun to talk about, if it actually becomes something like then fear has you. Anyway, sorry, I hope that, I don't know too much about 1,000 Buddhas. Thank you. Okay.
More reflection on that that meditation, and something that feels familiar to me is um, I can recognize the space, but I feel often just pulled out of it by just anxieties about things coming up or desires. And that feels like it's the biggest thing that pulls. It stopped me being able to relax into that space. Um, yeah, I'm not very good at relaxing, but I'm not sure how to steady that. Yeah.
Well, the main problem, I think, for you is that you think that you shouldn't have these things. So when we say, like, we're a snivelling clod of ailments, you know, that doesn't mean to feel bad about yourself. That means I'm a snivelling clod of ailments. It's like, yeah, that's who I am. It's like, if when I get caught in a storm and I'm wet, I'm kind of dripping snot and I'm wet, I don't feel bad about myself. Oh no, I shouldn't be like this. It's like, that's essentially what you're saying. Now, if you feel that you shouldn't get wet when you get wet, how are you going to relax? Now, you feel that you shouldn't get wet when you get wet. It also means you feel that you shouldn't be warm when it's sunny. How are you going to relax? Well, I've got a conceptual idea of how I should be, and it's like, I'm warm. I'm identifying with warmth. You just, oh no, I'm wet. I shouldn't be wet. And it's kind of like the Buddha's saying, like, if you disidentify, it won't be a problem. But you're still going to be wet, and it's still going to be warm. And you're like, well, I didn't notice the wet. And he's just constantly not wanting the wetness to be there. Constantly not wanting the wetness to be there. Let's say eventually, when you completely disidentify with being warm or wet, or whatever the weather's given you, after a long period of time, the universe will disappear. You're going to be in big trouble if you want that universe to disappear every time you get wet. And you have a moment where you just go, oh, I disidentified, that was great. And you go, oh no, but no, I'm getting wet and it's taking me away, and you'll never be able to relax. It's like, today, let me just read your future for you. Yeah, all of you. Yeah. In the next year, you're going to get pissed off, angry, jealous, upset, greedy, doubtful, proud, arrogant, angry, attack someone, backbite. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to stop? Just abandon the path now? That's what's going to happen. Are you going to go, right, that's the situation I'm in? Now, if I said, before the Dharma, that's all you'll have. Yeah? Now imagine I said that and you really believed it. And I said, it's guaranteed. All you're going to do is feel all these miserable emotions that you have. And then someone makes you feel really, really peaceful for an hour. You feel you got two choices. The spiritual guide says feel grateful for that. And focus on feeling grateful for that hour. Or you can get more tight about the fact that you're no longer in that space. And then you're just in pain because you've experienced some beauty and you want it, and I want it, and I want it, and I want it, and I want it. That's called grasping. I know what you want, but you're not gonna get it. I know what you want, but you're not gonna get it. It doesn't work like that. It works somehow. You did the meditation, you fall in love with it. You feel grateful, you feel the preciousness of life. It depends how stupid you are, really. It's like, if you really, it depends on you. If you want to believe that you can just rest in that and you don't need to do anything else, good luck. Or you recognize, I generally go back into the mind. It's fine. If you've got refuge, like we talked about, who cares? One moment of bodhicitta is more powerful than 1,000 of your lives of a sniveling cloud of ailment. In Venerable Geshe-la's book says even just hearing about bodhicitta is just like rocks samsara. It's like just to hear it, that there are beings out there who work solely for compassion. Most people think it's survival of the fittest, beat people up, bad people, get money, and that's what most people think the world is. A lot of people commit suicide. It's just a miserable world. Just to hear that there's actually these beings out there who are nothing but love. Wow. And then think, well, I'm on that path. Wow. Just to have 5 minutes of rest from that. Wow. And then it's like, wow, I can go here every day now. It's like, wow. 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 I'm in. And it's like, a storm comes up. Wow, that was fun. It's like, oh, no problem. They're going to come, though. If you're going to feel this fear all the time, Hakeem, you will never be able to relax. Does that make sense to you? I know it's a bit long-winded. Sorry, I'm getting long-winded in my answers. It's not that many people here. I can indulge my long-windedness. Does that make sense to you, Hakeem?
Yeah, there's a lot there. Yeah, I could feel like I'm still battling with the mind. It's like that yeah, it's hard to put into words. There's always a push against it or pull against it, and then there's a conception there that I need to just be able to rest in being all the time.
Right, since I've known you, has your mind disappeared?
No.
Like for a year, say?
No.
No. Right. Do you think it's just going to disappear if you've rest in the object of awareness in a good meditation? Do you think your mind will just disappear forever? No, you don't. So what you're fighting in reality, right? Your mind is going to come back. And why is that a problem to you?
There's also ideas there that I need to get the mind sorted as well.
Right, right. Since the time I've known you, have you sorted it?
No,
Right. And you think in the next, just say, couple of years, it's just going to be sorted?
no,
Right. So you're fighting against reality.
I guess so.
Are you guessing, or is it?
I confirm I am.
Stop fighting. Can you do that? Can you just stop fighting? Just go. Relaxation and trust are very interlinked, right? Can you just trust that you've got some medicine, but you can't be cured overnight? But you've got some medicine. It's like, well, there it goes. You just relax into it and go, I'm on the path. You can do that. You can do that, can you?
Not yet, obviously, but I'll.
Just do it every day.
Mm.
You can just sit on the couch and go, it's a meditation. I don't know how many of you do it. It's a really good one. I love my life. I'm so happy and I love my life. And just remember, I'm on the path. I've got the medicine. It's no longer a problem that I've got problems.
So many of these things turn into a wanting to avoid suffering. I can see that happens with Lamrim meditations, death, gratitude. There's always a part at the back. It's just like, I'm doing this to get rid of suffering.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And that kind of tells me I don't actually really know what the purpose of these things are for.
To understand things. Yeah, it's still your conceptual understanding is still functioning as a barrier to hearing what I'm saying. Every now and again it comes through, like you say, like, oh yeah, I'm allowed to just live my life. I gotta tell you every year. You just, oh yeah, and it's like, oh, and then the mind comes back. It's just like what we're talking about earlier on. Then the mind comes back. And it's like, just relax and enjoy your life. It's like, yeah, I'm allowed to just sing, or it's like, just sing, just live your life. And then these conceptual ideas of spirituality come in. And yeah, an avoidance of suffering. That's called spiritual bypassing. We're trying to avoid suffering. With Buddha, you go head in. It's like, you just bring it all in. If you're practicing Lojong, it's like, give me the suffering. So it's like, my friend Abdul Rafiq says, just reflecting on how a pearl is created with the grain going, the sand on whatever it is, and then you create this pearl, but you need the friction. And it's like polishing the mirror. It's the only way to polish your soul for God. It's give me the suffering. That's a bodhisattva. We want to get to that stage. What you're doing is, right, I'm going to do this so I won't suffer. You're going to suffer. Suffering is part of the deal. In fact, that's why we are incarnated here, is so we can suffer. It's only through suffering do we understand. Only through suffering can you develop empathy. That's why you should hate your kids. We'll go on into it. If the kids do not know pain, they will not have empathy. And you can be hopefully spontaneous, but at a certain point, your kid hits you, you hit them back, and then they understand what they just did. You don't hurt your child, you don't hit your kid in anger. It's like, don't get confused by what I'm saying. You might only need to do it once in their life. But at some point, whether it's you or through life or another child, the only way they learn is through suffering. Imagine you tried to avoid suffering for your child. You know, serious issue when they try to make a fire, trying to go to a stove, or if they don't understand what heat is, you avoid it. No, you can't suffer. No, anyone with me? You think anyone think you can learn without suffering? No. Democratic kind of decision. Somehow you got doubts. You think you can learn without suffering?
I think there's different types of suffering. So children have a sort of, I've been looking after kids, and they have some things that they seem to learn naturally, and then there's other things which require to be bumped up against, and then the suffering. But there's a sort of even then it gets tested by, I suppose they learn to suckle at the breast, and it doesn't seem to cause this, do you know what I mean? So I was just pondering those kinds of.
How do children react when they can't get the breast?
Well, then they cry. Yeah.
Right, so they learn by suffering.
Yeah, they do. It's in there, absolutely. If you have a body, you suffer. Yeah.
Right. How are you going to avoid that, Hakim?
You can't avoid it.
You can't avoid it. So what is the Dharma?
So,
Right. Great. Great answer. Zen mind, beginner's mind. Don't know how long you've been practicing, but now you're back to, don't know. Don't know what the three basics are. What is the Buddha, what is the Dharma, and what is the Sangha?
I can see, I don't know, it feels like I've been living in I don't know what the right word is.
Your head?
Well, yeah, that for sure. But the path has been like hand in hand with this idea that it's to end suffering.
Yeah. Lots of people come with ideas. Yeah, there's a Sufi story of 3 people come to the Sufi master, and the first one leaves immediately because of the erratic behavior of the master. And the second one leaves because he hears some stories about the master. And the third one leaves. He stays, but he's not allowed to hear any teachings, any speech. Not allowed to talk about, and he gets bored after a while and leaves. And the master says, they were here for superficial reasons. I'm only here to teach like the deep truths, not something you learn at your mother's knees and pretend that you know. So it's like everybody knows. Say in Japan, children knew that they're Buddhas. Like they know, oh, I'm a Buddha. Like, once it pervades into the culture, then you'll have kids going, I'm awareness. I've had people say it to me, oh yeah, I know I'm the selfless and Tamuji, and they're not even remotely close to the path, starting the path, not even remotely close. Sort of depressed, egoistic, self-absorbed, pain beings. But they know that I'm aware, I know that I am. Yeah. Just a bolster for the ego. Got their own ideas, right? Come with your ideas. And so, if you judge the master by the behavior, and you leave, it's just superficial. Right? Just see from the outside, outward behavior. And if that's how you're judging the path, you're impossible to meet the inner. And it doesn't take much just to do something that's out with your ideas of what a spiritual person should be, which you'll collect from Jesus or Buddha. Well, that's how they should behave. And if they don't fit with your idea, that's not right. And then the other one is gossip, right? So in this Sufi story, it's the master himself tells his disciple to say to the new guy, this guy's dodgy, you should leave. So he leaves. And of course, we immediately believe the person giving gossip. Like, we don't know them, we haven't asked their credentials, we don't know how they behave, what they're doing with their life for them to have any effect on us. But we generally just believe something that's bad. We'll believe it instantly. But if you meet someone, you say, have you met this person? He's enlightened and he's beautiful. Like, doubt it. Too good to be true. That's the term we have. Too good to be true. And if someone says, how are you? Not bad. Or just like an innate kind of belief in, say, the devil. Things that are bad or wrong. We'll instantly believe bad gossip, right? Instantly. Scientifically, we know this is true now. But you get a few people who watch Wild Wild Country and they want to become sannyasins. Like, I don't believe this. And they want to come. And then there's those that just want special attention from the master, and if they don't get it, they leave. Yeah. But the master's always teaching in whatever way. And usually with Sufis, they're usually teaching someone else when they're talking to you. Because when the attention is on you, then the ego, it goes into a different space. And you can't hear. But when you're more relaxed, when you listen to someone else. Osho said this. He said he stopped giving one-on-one interviews this way. He said people couldn't relax when it was a one-on-one or two. And he noticed that when he's speaking to someone as a group, then this person will be affected. So. He said of Bayezid, this great Sufi master, that his sheikh didn't speak to him for 12 years. Wow! He just had to imbibe him. And then when he spoke to him, he said, right, I want you to go and get this book from the hallway that you come to the room with the teachings to meet the master. He's like, I don't know I've never seen that book. I don't know where that is. He's like, I've only been interested in you. And so, for 12 years, he just not concerned about what the building looks like. Well, what's about? Just the master. The master. Here to learn, here to learn. And I said, right, yeah, you're on the path. I want you to sleep with me tonight. Back in the day, before we have this sick culture, then you'd sleep with the master. It would be a great privilege to sleep in the same bed with him. But he obviously couldn't sleep. Just the whole night, just lying there. And then through this energy of being in the same room as the master, and the master sleeping, totally transformed. That was it. A different being in the morning. A different way of working, complete trust, right? He said, because if he'd left, then he wouldn't have really learned much in terms of no words, but just the being. So you have to complete it. Same with Milarepa when he was doing his task. He had to complete it. He didn't complete it, he left. So then Marpa had to give him teachings and he had to go off and practice. Marpa was, if you just stayed a bit longer, you'd have purified everything. You can't blame him, right? How long would you last? If you were given the task to work ceaselessly for years without hearing any teaching. And whenever you came going, I just want to hear some teachings, then you get booted out. Literally kicked out of the room. Get out, you scum. That's what Mappa did. Get back. What's it if you just kind of mildly give you a row? It's like the end of the world. Huh? You're fake. Mildly, just don't be like that. The ego. Oh, no. You meant to love me. Oh. Until you get a bit much more mature. You want a row. You understand? It's like you want to be told off. You're a teenager. You test your dad's kind of love. Wouldn't be much of a dad if you broke into a shop and it's like, oh yeah, whatever you want, whatever. Don't hurt your feelings. Yeah, I think I got carried away somewhere. Let me read you this just popped open. The Sufi story. It made me chuckle. I like the Sufi stories, always made me chuckle. Called Example. Once upon a time. How can you not love a story that starts? Once upon a time. There was a dervish whose reputation, due to his spiritual and temporal achievements, increased as the years passed. One day he decided to marry. To the amazement of all who knew him, he chose the most evil-tempered woman for many miles around. A certain wandering Baba, visiting him not long after his wedding, could not restrain his curiosity at the sight of this saintly man constantly interrupted and criticized by a stupid woman. He asked his host to explain the reason. The dervish said, "Brother, when you penetrate beyond the obvious, many things become clear. My wife's harangues, as it happens, prevent me from becoming too overbearing. Without her, my position as a sage might go to my head. Besides, there is always the chance that she may see, by contrasting her own conduct with mine, that she could modify her rudeness and ensure her own celestial bliss." Imitation of the wise is indeed a thing to practice, said the Baba to himself. He was profoundly moved by the explanation, and as soon as he arrived back at his own home, he married the foulest tempered woman he could find. She reviled him before his friends, relations, and disciples, but his meekness only increased her scorn and derision. Before many months had passed, the Baba's wife had driven herself mad. She became so accustomed to bullying people without producing any reaction that one day she started an argument with an even more vicious woman who killed her. The widower Baba took to the wandering life again, and eventually found himself once more at the house of the dervish, to whom he recited his story. The dervish said, "If you had asked me, instead of rushing to practice a half-understood principle, I would have told you that it was not a general rule, and how to put it into operation in the individual case. In trying to do good to yourself, you have done evil to others." That was kind of popped open this morning. It's like, such a good story. It's like you never know what's going on inside someone else. You never judge by kind of external behavior. If you are, then you're still at the surface level of the path. Right? It's like an inner sense. Was it my friend said to me? He said, I don't care if they tell me that Osho raped people. I don't care what other people say. But for me, I mean, if you can't tell that Osho's enlightened, you haven't got a hope. It's like, I've seen a lot of stuff with Osho, and then, just watching him, with the world's media, just watching him. Whilst he's behaving exactly the same as he has in every single thing I've ever seen him in. The whole world is attacking his home. Yeah, like they've tried to kill his sannyasins. They've done everything. Everything is just total peace every day. When you watch these interviews with her, he used to go every day to the world's media, and all this is kept exactly the same. After it all happened, exactly the same. I mean, and then there's like these external things that he creates. He doesn't really create; he just sets off people, with delusions, and just puts them in positions. Things are going to go mental, right? And people get caught by that, and you refuse to. People get caught by their own belief and their opinion, and I had some like Buddhists like criticize Osho. He's a fraud, and he's a fake, and because of some actions that a handful of his hundreds of thousands of disciples did that weren't in a line with what they think. And then I was like, great, I can bring in your own guru that you admire, the 16th Karmapa. He's like one of the big ones. He's like one of the top dogs. Yeah, there's like the Dalai Lama, in these people's minds, the Dalai Lama is the 16th Karmapa. He's really big. And he's like, Osho's the most enlightened being in India since the Buddha. He's going, I know him. We work together. That's what he said when he seen the mala around the neck of someone who came in. And the guy's like, no, it was so-and-so saying this, and he was interpreting, and just trying to, rather than just going, I'm wrong, it's going, no, the whole story itself is wrong. The whole report is wrong, and it's all like made up. It just so happens that Swaha was there in the room at the time as well. So we know it's true. But people will not hear. They will not hear. They will not hear once they've got. And what's he got? What's his knowledge? How much time did he spend with Osho? Did these people spend with Osho? 0. They've got just a few actions on the outside that they think don't adhere to what the spiritual path is. Owning a car or not. Yeah, we know that not having a car really makes you. It's a big movement on the path, right? Really big movement. And it works, I'm telling you, it works. When people who come and they see Osho and it's just like, wow. And then people come, no, he had Rolls Royces. It's like, this path's not for you. That's your interest, the cars. Do we believe gossip? Someone says, do we think, who are you speaking? And if you're gossiping about them, that means you're going to gossip about me. You'll present a nice face. I'm sure when you meet a gossiper like that, I'm pretty sure when you met this person you're gossiping about, you weren't like, you're a bad person, you shouldn't do this, you won't do that. You're just presenting a lovely face to that person as well. You're going to do the same about me. So I might as well give you some material. That was Gurdjieff's way. Just act crazy. It's like, right, let's get it done from the beginning. Because eventually they're going to talk about me. So let's just get them out straight away. So what is the Dharma? You suddenly don't want to imitate anyone. Oh, Samaya.
I wanted to wonder if it is loving what is, learning to love what is.
How does it feel when you love what is?
Joyful, loving, sometimes difficult, but you have a well of strength and joy. I've
What
only been
happens when?
tested to a degree, mind you.
But what happens when you don't love what is?
You feel terrible. You self-describe.
There we go. It's like I said to Rahima, when we're talking about stuff here, when we're talking about stuff any other time, apart from some technical details in Tantra, right? Apart from some technical. Does anybody not know what I'm saying? You sit there and go, what's he talking about? Like I'm talking about obscure quantum physics. When someone starts talking about obscure quantum physics, I'm like, I've got no idea what they're saying, right? Do you feel like that? Got no idea what I'm talking about. Or does it, when we're talking this, you know what I'm talking about? So you already know. So it is just repetition and just come back. Come back. Or you're so caught up in madness of not what is. You're so caught up. It's just, you need someone to keep just pulling you back. Come back to what is. Come back to what is. How often do you need someone outside of yourself to do it? And then it's like, well, what is it to be in a spiritual community? Well, eventually, hopefully it's love. You're sorted. And just so you're not masochistic, you want to be around people who are full of love. Because it's great. I love being around people who are full of love. Do you not? So that becomes like a reason why you might want to stay. But you don't have to. It's just you want to stay because it's a really nice place to be. And it's even more beautiful to hear the Dharma. It's even more beautiful. It somehow sweetens the experience you're already having. That's different than needing someone on the outside to make you know what's wrong or right. I mean, we can learn some methods, but it doesn't take that long to be able to just come back. To come back. I mean, still, we might practice. Some people might practice, well, you still need the church, right? You still, without it, I can't discipline myself. But if you can discipline yourself and then you come back, can be very powerful. Try and make you understand the difference between like being attached and freedom. Why you come out of freedom? It's not like a cult. You have to be here or you're doomed. No one's going to teach you anything. I'm not going to teach. You can't teach you anything. It's your being. It's a preposterous notion that someone else can give you your being. What am I going to do? How? Anyone got any ideas how I'm going to give you some being? Don't you?
I was thinking maybe that is what the Dharma is. It's like that over the time the teachings come and it just chips away at all your utter nonsense. So you have the thing to go, that's just my mind, it's ridiculous. And it goes, or in any situation, you know, just the other day I thought, oh, I thought I've been scammed. And I thought, oh, well, it's just money and it'll be fine. And then, you know, it's not a scam. It turns out it's all fine. But I think the Dharma just, you know, it does that. Somebody's a bit mean to you and you're like, "Ah, probably having an off day." And you can all the time just be in a space where you seem to have a solution for that, whatever the negative thing is that you want off you. It gives you those solutions for life to the point where it's it's not like you're trouble free completely, but it's not a problem to your own mind. That's what I feel the Dharma gives.
That's it. Antidotes. Antidote. It's like you've got a cupboard full of medicine for all the different things that come up in there. Oh, antidote, antidote, antidote. There's only one ultimate antidote, and that's the awareness of awareness, the nature of the mind. But to be in the space where you can just rest in that, we need to have to be able to these things that come up. And sent the documentary, which is worth watching, of people resting in Tuktum. So the awareness of the awareness at time of death. And then that's great. You see, it shatters the Western conceptions of what consciousness is. So if you ever thought the mind is the brain, or it still kind of lingers in you, you can watch someone cling right to the edge of any kind of possible reason that the mind is the brain. They cling into it. It's for that alone, it's worth watching. The neuroscientists thinking, right, there's no brain activity, but there might be. Right, there might be, and that's what the being is. There might be this brain activity. Yeah. So ignoring the fact that there's no breath, there's no heartbeat, and by any measurement there is no brain activity, but the being is still there. But still trying to think, no, the mind is that we are the brain. That it might be all still a part of the brain we haven't managed to measure yet. Extraordinary attachment to a view. So, understand, no heartbeat, no breath, no brain activity. The body is still healthy. As I said to someone, they still look healthier than your mum. Right? They're still like dead for 11 days and they still look healthier than a lot of people living. But still the mind is the brain. I mean, how attached to a view can you be? Like, how can you just not admit you're wrong? Yeah. What people have known since the dawn of time, and only just making like this primitive realization that the mind is connected to the brain. Oh, no shit. The mind is connected to the body. Who would have thought? Who could have believed that consciousness is connected to the body? What a breakthrough. Yeah? Give them Nobel Prize. Consciousness is related to the body. And then someone gives them experience where the entire body's not working anymore, but consciousness is still there. Well, maybe we just haven't been able to measure it yet. That's called pride. It's called attachment. But amazing. Yeah. So some of them go for, I don't know, weeks, and the body's still fine. And say normally within a couple of days it's just like, starts. And what they haven't conveyed, I've watched half the documentary so far, what they haven't conveyed is people talk about the presence. And somebody says you can feel the presence outside the building sometimes. But when you go in the room, it's just like the silence, the presence. Because this is the deepest meditation. This is what we're doing our meditation for. So when we're in death, we go into the emptiness of the mind, the nature of the mind, awareness, the clear light mind, and stay there. And it's the most powerful meditation because all the energy drops have gone in, all of them. When we're practicing Tantra, we're practicing for this. So when the mind goes in, it recognizes the clear light and it stays there. And it's the deepest meditation. And these yogis prove it. And saying they be there for some of them for weeks. And people feel the presence like nothing else. And the body just maintains. It's dead. It maintains. They still deny it. You could hit them in the face with a spade, and they'll still deny it happened. That's like the first one we're talking about, meeting the master. No. I've got my views, and you don't act according to it. Therefore, you're wrong. Amazing. And then, poof, consciousness goes, and then. So it gives you, hopefully gives some faith. And you understand what we're doing Vajrayana practice. It's all ways to get there. So when you're dying, when you go in, and then your experience is awareness of awareness, but this, your personality is dead. And from there, you go to the Pure Land or wherever you want to go. But your elements are still going to collapse, Hakeem. And so they describe what it's going to be like when your elements collapse, like you're sinking into the ground. And they say people ask to be pulled up because it feels like they're sinking into the ground. And the elements start to dissolve and they get freezing cold and these things. It's still going to happen. They just watch it. Go, oh, this is what I've been practicing for. So you want to suffer now? Get some, crack into some cold baths and no, I'm only joking. Was it Windhoff? Is that the guy? Trendy, another trendsetter. It's like people like something new, don't they? Be like vacuum. I'm sure someone will do some healing with a vacuum aura cleansing, special technology. Oh yeah, this would be the quick path. Resonancing, isn't it? I can't remember where I heard it exactly. People don't say I love you. It's like, I sympathetically resonate with you. That's the best thing I've ever heard. One of the best things I've ever heard. What a fucking coward. Can't even say I love you. It's like a special spiritual name. Like we're resonating sympathetically together. Wow. How far can you stray but still maintain that you've got this? Imagine saying that to your kids before they go off to do their school play. Like, I'm sympathetically resonate with you before you do your play. Whoa! You want to put a bullet through this person's head, right? I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's like, stop. Yeah, learn to love again. Yeah. You gonna do it, Baron? Sebastian, I sympathetically resonate with you. I sympathetically resonate with you. You can imagine what he'd think of you. He's like, he'd probably want to divorce you as a dad. Anyway, a bit of fun. So we want to be able to relax into the temperature of life and experience our karma, what we're here to. Because we can't run away from your karma. It's like Gachin Rinpoche says, when someone's your enemy, you want to love them more than your mother, because through them you can purify your mind by remaining patient. So patience is the opposite of avoidance, isn't it? Like, okay, this is the thing now that I have to go through. Yeah, I've got some karmic debts to work on. It's fine. We've got the tools, right? As Yang Chen says, here we go. You can all do it. I mean, I know you can all do it. You are all doing it. Yeah, aren't you? Yeah. You're all doing it. Yeah. Please, most of the time, enjoy the fact that you're doing it. Enjoy what's happening. Enjoy the process of living. And say, at the end of the day, if you want to analyze it, go, right, I did this negative action, I did this. And then seek forgiveness. Honestly, Hakeem, you're probably better off going around Peebles with a baseball bat of Saturday night and go, come on! But that's what happens to the sick. Right? They go into this intense extreme from reacting against the fear that they've been doing, going, I don't care anymore, into an act of bravado. Just live your day and mess up. And then you do your best. And then at the end of the day, you just go, lost it there, you know, purify, okay, see what happens the next day. Yeah? All good? Yeah. Hope you had some fun. Hope you enjoyed the meditation. So, bringing the meditation in for the rest of the day, just be with what is. Be with what is. Relax into your flaws. I'm only human. Is that a song? I'm only human. Worry about being a Buddha when you're a Buddha. Okay, how about that? Hey? Okay, Baron, you're going to sympathetically resonate with... I realise these things are on the internet. I shouldn't say things like put a bullet in the head, you know. It's like... You can get arrested for things. I'm only joking on the internet. I don't mean... Whoever it was, I love them. Yeah, I love them. I don't sympathetically resonate with whoever said what it was. I love them. Don't know if I've ever met them, but I love them. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Peace be upon you.
I sympathetically resonate with you all.